Well, thank you, Kathleen, for joining us. We have Kathleen Carlson here from one of the authors from the Game Changer book, and I'm really excited to talk with you today.
Hi, Natalie. Thanks for having me here. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I would love to know, and people would love to know, a little bit more about you and about what you do.
Okay, awesome. Well, I guess the first thing is I always start at home, right? I live here in beautiful Phoenix, Arizona, in the lovely desert. It's lovely this time of year anyway. And I'm fortunate to be married to my absolute best friend. And together we enjoy a pretty amazing life with our 4 children, what I call my daughter-in-law, and our 5 grandchildren, which are just amazing.
Oh, wow.
So that's starting at home. When I think about myself, or I think about, that question, I guess I got to go to what I wrote about, right? So I think about my life. I spent 30 plus years in corporate America, and sometimes that's a bad word today, but truthfully, I loved it. I had a great career. All of it were in management leadership positions, really from the bottom up. I got to learn a ton, get involved in all parts of business. And it was a tough business. And while I enjoyed most of it, I knew there was something else I was supposed to be doing. So I guess sort of another game changer moment. When I left the security of corporate America and all that it holds to venture out on my own. And now I am an executive consultant. And I'm also the founder of Straight Up Success Academy. And in that role, I have taken my passion for people that I developed as I went through so many years of leadership. And now I help business leaders and business owners to help grow their teams and to turn their managers really into powerful and profitable leaders. Business is in a bit of a conundrum right now. There's a big disconnect between managers and leaders and the younger folks that they're managing and leading. And so I've taken a pretty active role right now, and that's where I spend my time teaching the softer side of leadership skills, teaching managers and leaders how to lead this new generation and how to recruit, train, develop, and maintain a really strong team so they can continue to grow their business. The real passion falls for the people. I just saw a lot of suffering out there. A lot of people leaving hurt, sad, sick before their time, and then watching a lot of young people just really churn in and out of businesses. And so my passion is there to help connect all of that and bridge that gap for those folks.
So that is a much needed area of work. So that you've got your work set out for you.
No shortage of things to do, that's for sure.
So share with me why you felt being one of the authors of The Game Changer and writing a chapter was important to you.
Really it fell into 2 categories for me. One was, I have this sort of personal rule that you never really pass up an opportunity. And this seemed like an amazing opportunity to work with a great group of people that were game changers in their own right, out there changing lives and in their own fields, and so I wanted to experience that. And the second thing is I really believe in building your own personal tool chest. And I did that through my whole career, and this was another chance to do that. I have never written a book, so I got in because I wanted to learn what that would look like, what that would mean to actually write in a book, and also what it would look like to promote it. What I didn't plan on was the learning I was going to experience all about myself. It was a real stretcher, and I'm really glad I did it.
Yeah, we hear that often. Authors think they're doing it to share their story for others, and they get so much out of writing.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Well, congratulations on being one of the people in this book, because it's a fabulous book, and it's going to touch a lot of lives.
I'm really honored to be in it with such an amazing group.
Yes.
Yeah.
Share with us something that is not in your chapter that maybe we want to know, or something that you wrote in your chapter but go a little deeper.
Okay. Probably the big game-changing moment in my chapter, one of the many I think, was when I took myself out of the area that I was in, which I felt provided a lot of limitations to a young gal, and I moved 2,200 miles across the country on my own. So that in itself was a pretty big game changer. What I didn't say, and the backstory behind that was I had a lot of reasons that I could have not left. First off, I was in a family that was pretty much known for a lot of crisis from time to time, and things happen, and that was no exception to that time frame. Right as I had already made my decision to move, two big events happened. One was my older sister, who had been in an extremely abusive relationship. It had come to a head, and it had come to a violent head. And frankly, I thought, should I stay and help my older sister? Mm-hmm. And then the other thing that was even more traumatic than that, my brother, only 2 years older than me, was in a football game and was paralyzed from his neck down.
Oh my gosh.
And yeah, so big things were happening right about that same time or shortly before. And I thought, I can't go. I need to be here. Even though I didn't live really in the same town as them for a few years, but I thought, I should go home. I should go help. And my brother, the one that was paralyzed, said, oh, no, you don't. You get the hell out of here. We're not your responsibility. You have a life to live. You have something to do. Go do it. And so I did. And, and the truth is nobody really expected me to do anything. I could have stayed there. I could have, but I didn't. And the reason I didn't is because there was a dream inside of me. There was something that said there's a bigger calling, you have a bigger purpose, there's something you're supposed to do in your life. So I would really say to anybody, when you get that calling, don't dismiss it, listen to yourself, and live your life.
And don't let things get in the way, right? It could have been so easy for you to just say, I'm not going to do it.
Right, and how often do we dismiss things that we could do or would be beneficial for us because anything comes up? And I say plow through it, because there's something good on the other side.
Yeah, absolutely. So
yeah.
What would you say your main message in your chapter is?
Well, for me, what I would take away from my life and from the small piece of it that I get to put in the chapter is that life has many teachers. And sometimes they're nice and sometimes they're not so nice. And I would say to embrace each of them for what they are, but never give your power away. Always ask yourself, are those teachings what I was supposed to get? Are these the challenge? What was I supposed to get out of this challenge? And challenge yourself to say, am I living the life that I want to live by my design?
Right.
And I think that's the example that I was trying to show in this chapter.
Yeah, that's powerful.
Yeah.
So for someone that's reading your story, it's very similar to the question I talked about, but if you could have them take one thing away from your message, what would that be?
I think that no matter what life serves up for you, first of all, it's meant to be. It's there to grow us. It's there to teach us. It's there to lead us if we allow it. Mm-hmm. And you're not stuck. Your world is so much bigger than you think it is. And in times of maybe crisis or everything not being as great as you think it could be, you think, this is it. This is what I'm here for. And I just say, keep looking outside of yourself. Keep making sure that you really do build the life you want. Meet those challenges head on. Make sure the beliefs that you carried through your life are really resonating with you. Yeah. And if they're not, change them. You have everything you need to build the life you want if you have the courage to do so.
Yeah. You hear of so many people just staying in their comfort zone and staying comfortable and not going, not taking any chance because it could fail.
Right, exactly. And, we all get these little desires along the way. And I say, don't ignore them. Don't dismiss them. Don't give yourself the 10 top reasons you can't give into them or have what you want. Instead, play the what if game. Play the what if I could do this? What would this look like? And really let yourself bathe in that feeling. Right. And then start imagining it more and more and taking steps toward it. Because there's a lot of amazing things out there for us.
That's good advice.
Yeah.
So if someone wanted to get to know you a little better, follow you, learn from you, or work with you, what would be the best way that they could contact you?
Okay. Well, there's lots of ways to contact me. The first would be directly through my personal email, and that's Kathleen at straightupexecutiveconsulting.com. You can also connect with me through my website, which is Straight Up Success Academy. You can also find me on Facebook. I have a group there, my business page. My Facebook business page is Straight Up Executive Consulting.
Perfect.
And then I'm also on LinkedIn. So pretty much whatever your avenue of choice is, you can get to me, and I'd love to hear from you.
That would be great. Well, thank you so much for taking your time, and congratulations once again for being an amazing author in The Game Changer, coming soon.
Oh, I can't wait. Thank you so much. I appreciate your time.
Thank you.